Hey YouTube! 2 weeks ago I attended Summer in the City 2014 and I brought my camera because I wanted to make this like Summer in the City experience video thing with loads like beautiful shots like, oh look at that shallow focus, ah yeah. But most of it just became out of focus shots of myself talking into the camera about stuff that just happened instead of actually filming the stuff. However, I still wanted to make a video about Summer in the City and my experience, so I'm just gonna tell you all what happened and maybe drop in relevant clips if and when I have them. Summer in the City 2014 was my 3rd year attending and definitely the best one for me. It was such a great weekend. The first thing that made this city even better than all the other years for me was the Creator Day that they had on Friday for people who create videos on YouTube, which is in the name. Great, Espen, you're so good at this. I could definitely feel the difference of this Creator Day and I'm so glad they had it. Just the atmosphere in itself was so much more chill. There were a lot less people and so you could actually just go around without having to try to push past people constantly and say excuse me a million times. Not that I have a problem with being polite and saying excuse me. I also got to attend some really interesting panels. Some of them are actually run by YouTube and people who work for YouTube themselves. It was quite insightful seeing how they as a company view this platform. It's different from how it used to be and from how I'm still kind of stuck seeing it. Like in the first workshop I went to, basically this woman was talking about our show and how viewers want to know what they are gonna get when they subscribe to the channel. And I'm still kind of in that 2008 YouTube thing where I'm kind of like, oh, today I feel like making a music video, today I'm just gonna make a vlog about this, maybe I'll make a skit, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I like being able to just upload whatever I feel like, whenever I feel like. I was left feeling like I almost do YouTube wrong, like it's supposed to be a career thing now, not just a hobby. Get those subscribers, use your fans. They kept talking about fans in the YouTube keynote, which made me feel kind of uncomfortable. They were like, use your fans and your fans will help you grow. I don't know, I don't like that the YouTube that I love is becoming this, go get subscribers, become big and... But it makes sense from a company's point of view. The more people become bigger YouTubers, the more money they get. So I guess, but I don't know. I did really enjoy the day. It was really good. And the panels were really interesting and I loved it.
So you want dessert, right? You want to ask, but you asked Beyonce for dessert, but you haven't finished dinner. What does Beyonce say, Jack?
I don't want to say it.
She says, I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Yeah.
Although, I have to say that the best panel of the weekend was actually on the Sunday and was the smaller YouTubers panel, which kind of makes sense from what I just said. This panel had just the best atmosphere of all the panels I went to. People just have so much energy and it's like everyone in this room doesn't have a ton of subscribers, but we all love doing it. It was completely packed with people, which was really cool because being the smaller YouTubers panel, there were no like famous YouTubers there. And it's actually really interesting hearing from other people with smaller channels who aren't big and who are like me, basically. They do it as a hobby, they do it because they enjoy it. Hearing the same struggles that I sometimes go through, because even though this is a hobby for me and even though I do it for fun, sometimes I can't help but look at my subscriber count and look at how many views did my video get, and it just, other people go through the same thing, and it was just really cool to hear this and kind of just have a discussion. Definitely the highlight of the weekend for me. It's the one panel that left me feeling really inspired and just like, yeah, YouTube, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make videos, which disappeared after like a few days. But still, the second reason that this year's City was more special to me was that I applied and got to be a volunteer. Volunteering was such a fun experience for me. It kept me really busy in between panels, but I still got to attend those panels, and I got to interact with so many more people. There were the other people volunteering who I had to work with, like in teams and stuff, and who you also like shared any difficult moments with, like Box. And I got to interact with loads of people attending as well. Because of this shirt, people would just come up to me and ask questions. It also kind of gave me an excuse to go up to people, like, hey, how you doing, or how you enjoying the event? Which, if I wasn't a volunteer, I just probably wouldn't do, because I think it's a little bit like, hello, how you doing? How are you enjoying the event? When I was on duty, I was assigned to the art and chill out area, which was this place where people could come and sit down and draw, and there was also this like really cool wall where people could like stick up their drawers. Part of my job, therefore, became to scan the wall for any obscenities, because some people thought it would be funny, I guess, to draw some really inappropriate stuff. But it was probably the most relaxed volunteer position to have. At least it was, until bigger YouTubers started to come into the hall and holding impromptu meetups. So the majority of my time was spent looking for any convergence of people, seeing if it was an impromptu meetup, and if it was, trying to make it into like a good line type thing, and having to cut it off if it became too long or the YouTuber has to leave. It was definitely not always easy, because sometimes there would be 2 or 3 YouTubers at a time in a similar area, and then it all just became like a mush of people. Once proper lines had been formed, we had to be the ones to cut them off when they got too long. Because what would often happen is that the line would start going into passageways and stuff, and basically creating fire hazards. So we had to stand at the end of queues and be like, sorry, you can't queue anymore because it's too long, and we have to like send people away. There's another something happening in the middle of some... But I guess it's okay. Sometimes I'm just like, can I do anything about that? Like, is there any point? And this one's not like blocking any exits or anything, so I'm just like, can I be bothered? Most of the people were really understanding. They were just like, oh, okay, and I'll tell them to come back in like 15 minutes and maybe we'd have opened the line again and then they could queue. But some people would be like, well, when are you gonna open the queue again? Like, can I stand in this area then? And then they would just like stand to the side a bit. But the people giving attitude, you know, you could deal with. The people who became sad was the worst, because, you know, they're seeing their favorite YouTuber and oh, there they are, and then go to get in the line and then, oh, okay. And I just wanted to be like, I'm sorry, I'd let you queue, but you can't, and I'm really, really sorry. I said sorry so many times over the weekend. And I don't think I got it nearly as bad as the people who were managing the official meet and greet lines with like the really big YouTubers. I heard from other volunteers that some people, because they had to cut it off at like 250, they'd start swearing at them, then some were even violent. Then you have parents who are apparently the worst ever, because they'd be like, well, we came to this event because we were going to see this person, and then the volunteers had to try to explain like, no, there's no guarantee to see anyone when you come to Summer City. A lot of other people had it a lot more difficult than me. But overall, it was really, really great being a volunteer. Like I said in the beginning, 99% of people were so lovely and so understanding, and the other people I got to work with were so nice. In particular, Meg. I don't know if you're ever gonna see this, but Meg, oh my days, you kept me sane. I also want to say thank you to Liam and everyone else who organized Summer in the City, even though they won't see this. But I just want to acknowledge the amount of work that they had to do. And they're just so passionate about YouTube and this community, and so friendly and great. It's such a great event. If you are into YouTube at all, I recommend you go. I guess I focus on the negative a bit. I have a tendency to do that, but it's getting better and better every year. And I am 100% going next year, and I'm gonna apply to volunteer again because it was such a great experience. Thank you all for watching this vlog type thing. I'd love to hear your opinion on anything that I've spoken about in this video. So leave me a comment below, let me know your opinions on that. And until next time, outro of Ninja! Okay, yeah, I'm so distracted. Stop it, Espen, stop it. Okay. I completely lost my train of thought by being vain and looking at myself. Like, what is wrong with me? Stop it.